Hi, I'm Jordan Lulich. This is the Lulich Corner, and today we get to sit down with Barb Ford from the ELC, the Environmental Learning Center, right here in Sebastian and on the border of Vero Beach. I'm so excited for today's session because as a kid, I used to go to the ELC when I was in school, and now we're making even such a more of an impact for not only students but adults and so many people in the community. So I'm super excited for today's session. Barb, thank you so much for coming in, for taking your time. And I'd love to just allow you to introduce yourself to the audience for everybody who's listening in.
Yeah, I'm Barbara Schlitt-Ford, Executive Director at your Environmental Learning Center, and that really is how we think of it. It's your spot, it's for the community. So we try to bring a lot of things that interest folks of all ages, and we're really open to feedback of other things the community would like to see. But that's very cool that you went there as a kid. Do you remember like a standout memory?
I remember we went on a kayak tour. I remember grabbing the little crabs and like looking at the crabs, and this must have been like first grade or second grade.
Yeah.
So what was I, like 7 or 8 years old? And I might have met one more than once too, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a couple times. But yeah, I think the kayaks, like interacting with the water, interacting with the fish and the crabs,
Hmm.
stood out to me from that
Yeah, the canoe experience is
canoe.
always
Yeah,
the one that people tell me was like, wow. And they
yeah.
also share that those, outdoor immersive learning experiences were like some of the highlights of their whole elementary school years. So we love to hear that. Like if I wear my badge and I'm grocery shopping or something, I forget to take my badge off before I go in.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my gosh, the ELC! I went there as a third or fourth grader," and they're just still so excited about it. So that's our mission in action right there.
So has the mission changed from what it was back when I was in first and second grade, or is the mission still the same today as what it was back then?
Hmm. So the mission is the core mission has always remained the same, which is our experiences for kids, environmental education opportunities. That's how we were founded 38 years ago, and that is still our core mission. Our formal mission is to educate, inspire, and empower all people to be active stewards of the environment and their own well being. So, we really do a lot with adults too there. And then the second part of our mission statement about personal health and well being is something we've expanded more in my time there in the last 7 years. So we do have a lot of outdoor activities for adults as well. We have nature inspired art exhibits that bring people out, another way to connect to the natural world. We have wellness programs pretty much every afternoon, things like Pilates, Tai Chi, yoga, walking meditation, sound bowl meditation. It's all about connecting people to the natural world because when they feel connected, they are more motivated to learn about the issues and make some personal behavior changes to be a better friend to the planet. Now that
Hmm.
we know better, we do better. But while they're out there, they're just also experiencing all of those physical, mental, and emotional, um, positive changes from nature immersion. And that's from kids through seniors, toddlers through seniors. So we really have something going on all of the time for all the various age groups. But
Do some of those walks take you across the different docks with the mangroves? Like you've got the little docks going through like little coves of the mangroves
Yep,
throughout the
yep.
property, right?
So every school day of the year, the campus will be alive with the school groups visiting.
Hmm.
We have 3, 4, 5 classes a day that come, and they'll, depending on their grade level, they have different, standards aligned activities that they do to kind of reinforce what they're learning in the classroom. So the group may be going pond dip netting, they may do their mangrove walk, which is a signature experience that a lot of kids remember too, like the red, white mangroves, red, white, black mangroves, and the
Hmm.
black, black, salty back, all those little things that they learn to tell the different mangroves apart. And then during the summertime, our campus is alive with camps and school breaks too. All of the school breaks we have camps going on. So yeah, always around 9:30 to 1 o'clock every day. That's when the kids are there in the afternoon. There are more adult programs, weekend, there's family programs, and
Really catering to all the different ages. And the
Mhm.
summers, you have a lot of different summer camps
We
that are going
do.
on.
We have probably 400 or so kids over the summer.
Wow.
So we're
Wow.
right in the middle of that now. And what were some of your favorite nature experiences as a kid? It's being out there,
Yeah.
being free and like interacting with the natural world and having it be a little less structured. So, yeah, the kids are having a blast.
And then in one of your actual buildings, you have like a very, I wouldn't call it, is it interactive, or you have a fish tank where
Mm-hmm.
it's a pretty large fish tank too, right?
Yeah,
That you have
we
throughout the room.
Yep, we call that's our main indoor learning space, and we call it our Living Lagoon Interpretive Center, which is kind of what centers that are interactive science discovery centers are called, interpretive centers. And we have about 2,000 gallons of aquaria in there.
Wow.
That's really been expanded, so that
Wow.
features primarily the lagoon ecosystem. So all different tanks with different learning experiences, and the touch tank is the one. Other than the canoeing, the touch tank is the
Yep.
standout memory for a lot of people because our volunteers help the guests, the students or the drop-in visitor interact with sea stars and sea urchins and horseshoe crabs, and
Yeah.
they're just amazed, and they learn to treat nature with respect, by kind of being able to see it up close, because that's not an opportunity that most people have, is to have that level of interaction.
Interaction. Yeah. And I've been back a couple times recently to events over the last few years in that room as well.
Hmm.
And so
Hmm.
I know that not only are you hosting events for, different organizations in the community, but you're also hosting events internally also
Hmm.
for the community as well. So
Yeah.
what type of events, do you do, and what type of organizations or different groups are you open to and receptive to allowing to use your space,
Hmm.
obviously for a rental?
Yep. So we are a venue rental for the community. So a lot of people come and rent one of our, we just have tons of different types of spaces, from our new pavilion stage that can hold events on the stage for up to 120, to festivals for, 800 to 1,000 people. We've got our lagoon gallery space, which is next to that aquarium space that can hold up to 100. So that's a really nice space for speaker events, luncheons, breakfasts, cocktail events. That's one of our art gallery spaces as well. So it's just a beautiful place to meet in. And then we have a lot of community events like Laguna Palooza in January, which is our nature and music festival. And we had about 2,500 people come out this past January. So it's
Congrats.
very very popular event. We have wintergreen night lights in December. That's kind of our little rustic version of the holiday campus lit with the lights. And we do this event called Mangrove Magic, where we paddle folks through the lit mangrove tunnels. So we install a bunch of lights in there, and it's about a 20-minute paddle through there that we paddle you through. And then they'll do crafts, and then they'll go out to the campfire and make s'mores. And so it's just a really great way to kick off the holiday season. So yeah, people can do celebrations of life, anniversary parties, kid birthday parties, so they can come out to our events or they can host their own. As far as groups that we work with, I do facilitate the Nonprofit Leaders Coalition and the Environmental Leaders Coalition in Indian River County. And so we have a lot of meetings for those groups, and nonprofits can use that space if it's during the day when we're open and it's available, and we'll do that on a complimentary basis whenever we can for to support our fellow nonprofits.
So the ELC can be used for events, but also People can just go and go for the day or go for the afternoon. And so, is there a charge of admission to get into the ELC, or what is it free, or how
Yep.
does admission work?
So we are open 7 days a week. So certainly we are a guest destination. We're only closed like 5 holidays a year. So we're open about 360 days a year. And we were voted the #1 visitor destination on the Treasure Coast recently. So it's free to members admission daily. If you're not a member, like we would hope all of our local families would want to be a member because they're just like $40 a year for an individual, 60 for a family, and then it's free admission all year long.
Hmm.
But if it's somebody that's just visiting from out of the area and that wouldn't make sense for them, then it's $10 for adults, 5 for kids
Okay.
for a daily visit. So, and that includes the whole campus. And then we have certain add-on experiences like our eco tours, like our pontoon and guided
Right.
kayak trips that are in addition.
That are extra. What do you think are some things that people don't know about the ELC?
I don't think that people realize this is a place for them. Like what I hear a lot is, oh, the ELC, that's the place kids go on field trips. ELC, I love that place. I haven't been there in 20 years, but I love that place.
Yeah.
The ELC is a living, breathing space for our community. It is for you, a place for you to come, unwind, connect. So many offerings that we have. Check out our website, discoverelc.org. You'll see, healthy cooking classes, guided painting classes, the wellness, speaker events. And volunteer opportunities is something everybody can get involved with. Businesses can get involved through sponsorships, board membership. And so, yeah, it really is for the entire community. And that's what I think people don't remember. So come visit us if you haven't been there recently because it's looking fantastic.
So it's more for kids, and there's been a lot of growth in the last I was talking to you a couple of weeks ago, and there has been a lot of growth as far as the amount of people that are coming
Hmm.
out to the ELC too. That kind of attributes to it's not just for kids; it's also for adults and for people visiting the area. And can you talk a little bit about that
Hmm.
growth?
Yeah, it's a 64-acre campus, so we want it to be utilized all of the time. So when I came there about 7 years ago, I think our annual visitation was about 12,000, and right now we're at about 40,000.
Wow, a
So
lot of
it's
people.
really people, and we did that by just adding a lot of different types of experiences that would appeal to people and then getting the word out about them. So we appreciate opportunities like this to help get the word out so people can come be part of it.
Absolutely. Now, what do you think is the most important thing that you do?
The most important thing that I do is make sure that what we are doing remains mission focused. I mean, we are a nonprofit that was created to inspire that environmental stewardship, and everything that we do really is designed around that. And just working with my team to keep all the many departments running smoothly, provide really A+ guest experiences, and connecting with the community to have people be a part of it all.
Okay. If there's one last final thing that you wanted viewers that are listening in to walk away with, what would that be?
The ELC is for you. Please come see us. And yeah, we have a little nature nook eco boutique too. So it's just such a low stress way to pop in and buy gifts for all ages and support your local nature center. I mean, it really is for the community, and we want everybody to be a part of it.
And it's not a one size fits all, whether it's an event or just taking your kids or whether going, for a team retreat. There's so many different ways to utilize
Hmm.
it. So I encourage you, if you've been, and if it's been a while since you've been, or if you haven't been, you definitely want to check it out. So if people wanted to learn more, your website is
discoverelc.org. And if you have an idea, you can always reach out to me, Barb at discoverelc.org. We also have free Disney movie nights, so keep an eye out for those. Um, and yeah, it's just an amazing place to be. You'll leave feeling better than when you came in.
all right. Well, thanks for listening in. I'm Jordan Lulich, and we'll see you next time. Appreciate it.